wears the captain's armband for his 250th appearance for the club in all competitions. They currently sit just outside the 6 in 7th and 8th place. But this match that promises much, we'll see the winner, if there is to be one, ensconce themselves in the top 6 in 4th place. Earlier this season, Sydney FC laid down a marker at Coopers Stadium in Ufuk Talay's first match in charge, a 5-1 victory against the Reds, who travelled to Sydney nominally as the home side in this Unite round and very much looking for revenge. This could be an old-fashioned shootout between these two sides, who take the most shots in the league, provide the most crosses and contest the most duels. For Carl Viet's side, their 4th game in 2 weeks. He makes 2 changes from the 1-1 draw at home to MacArthur. Both changes in defence. Nick Ansell has a knee problem and misses out, while captain and most used player this season, Ryan Kitto, drops to the bench for the first time with general soreness. Javi Lopez comes in for Kitto at left back, and Johnny Yull comes in for Ansell in midfield, meaning that Isaias, who becomes just the 2nd Adelaide player to make 250 appearances after former goalkeeper Eugene Galekovic, he will do so from the centre of defence with the captain's armband. While for Sydney FC, Ufuk Talay's side have injury problems. Jack Rodwell, Joel King and Robbie Mack all miss the call. Young fullback Zach De Jesus makes his 3rd start of his career. Jake Girdwood-Reich will drop to centre-back, where he began the season alongside Gabriel Lacerda. And into midfield comes Anthony Caceres, who's recovered from an ankle ligament strain, and Corey Holman back in the middle of the park. Up front, Fabio Gomez has 4 goals in his last 3, and Joe Lolly scored twice in Adelaide in that 5-1 victory. While in goal, Andrew Redmayne, with his 250th A-League appearance, is his 166th in Sky Blue. The Cove is present and making plenty of noise inside Allianz Stadium. Unite round, match number 4. As we have a look at the ladder there, they sit just outside the 6, but the 3 points for a win will see them climb right up there. If it's Sydney, they will climb above the Mariners, courtesy of games 1, into 4th place. While for Adelaide, it will depend on goal difference, but a win by a goal or 2 will probably be enough to see them claim that 4th place as well. Melbourne victory, and the Mariners played out a 1-1 draw earlier today. We had some thrilling matches yesterday as well in this inaugural Unite round, and this one has fireworks written all over it. Sydney FC looking for 4 wins on the bounce to continue their fantastic form, while for Carl Viet's side, they have just 1 win in their last 7 matches. This young side, it all came together, finals football the last 2 seasons, but it's been a tougher campaign so far after that bright start. And there is Ufuk Talay, the 46-year-old coach, who is slowly turning Sydney FC's prospects around. Alex King is our referee this evening. And we are underway at Allianz Stadium. Revenge will certainly be on the mind of Adelaide United as they look to take on a Sydney side, Daniel McBreen, who have been fast out of the blocks in recent weeks.
Well, they have, Robbie. Good evening, everyone. It's contrasting.
Oh, is that spilt by Delianov, that first shot from Joe Lolly?
Well, he is a man that doesn't mind a shot, Joe Lolly, but it's been a contrasting season for the two, hasn't it? Adelaide starting so well and then tapering off. Sydney losing 6 of their first 8, but here they are on the attack.
Holman this time shooting. Delianov this time he holds it. It sticks to the gloves and he says, let's take a couple of deep breaths. Everyone calm down, because we've seen what Sydney can do when they get on the front foot.
Well, that's it. Opening 45 seconds, we've seen 2 shots on target already. There's the first from Joe Lolly. And then A little bit of space on the edge of the box, just stretching for the ball there, Holman. Couldn't quite connect with the power it desired. And I was just going to say that Sydney lost 6 of their first 8. They've now hit a bit of form, 3 in a row. It's the other way around, really, for Adelaide. Fantastic start out of the blocks. It's just petered off.
See it there with those last 5 results. It's been all or nothing so far for Sydney FC. 5 wins, 6 defeats in their 11 matches so far. And Nestor and Kunda, who had a little spell on the bench, is back in the starting lineup. The Bayern Munich bound young forward. It's his 3rd start in a row. Still just 17 years of age until the 9th of February. We're still waiting to see what he's going to do when he turns 18. Is he going to head straight off to Bayern Munich, or does he stay and play out the rest of the season on loan?
I don't think he has to stay, doesn't he? It's outside the window, is it? So we'd have to wait till the end of the season. You're looking at me like I might have got that one wrong, but that's my understanding.
Well, the window only just opened 2 days ago because Adelaide brought in Austin Ayubi, who's on the bench. Bernardo appears to be on the move. Carl Beard saying he had made himself unavailable for selection. The youngster, the son of Adelaide legend Cassio. Caceres, Fabio, looked to be offside there. The flag stayed down, so we play on, but I think it's only elementary. Now the flag goes up, and what does the referee decide? Could almost have allowed play to continue, so he has had it back.
Well, you can see there, clearly went too early.
James Delianov, who finally gets his chance for a spell in between the posts for Adelaide. It was 2 years ago and 10 days that he seriously injured his shoulder as first choice goalkeeper against Wellington Phoenix. As fate would have it, he returned 2 years later against Wellington Phoenix this year, when Joe Gauci, who took his spot and his place as number 1, headed off to join the Socceroos in Qatar. Played against Bahrain. Joe Gauci kept a clean sheet. As the Socceroos begin their Asian Cup campaign later this evening.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, see some minutes as well against India.
Well, Sydney already had a goal last week against Brisbane inside a minute from Fabio Gomes, the Brazilian striker. They almost had another one inside a minute as well from this man, Joe Lolly, who creates the most chances in the league. He's had the most shots as well. He's a real live wire. That's nicely played by Kaczarski. Lolly goes again, drives the ball across the face of goal, and it's cleared by Popovic.
Well, he's been a real standout, hasn't he, Joe Lolly, for Sydney FC this season. Sort of on fire in the Australia Cup. Had a little lull at the start of the season, but he's been far and away Sydney's best player for me. So dynamic, very positive with his play. Plenty of crosses as well.
He'll take charge of this one with that left foot. Who rather a floater in the end, and he looks away in disgust with himself.
Yeah, he just sliced across it a little bit, which made it very easy for James Delianov to collect.
Interesting that in the absence of Robbie Mack, the Slovakian, who normally starts on the left side of the attack, it's Lolly, who is a natural left footer, normally cuts inside from the right to shoot with the left, as a more traditional winger this evening.
Well, I think that suits Gomez, to be honest.
Here's Barbolina, looking to release Halloran in behind Lacerda. It's another long ball for Gomez to chase.
When you've got a guy who's 6'4" in the middle, Gomez so good in the air. If your winger is getting outside and whipping those balls in, he's going to be on top of that all day.
He's really found his goal-scoring touch as well, Fabio. It all began 2 weeks ago against Western United. And then he followed it up a double last weekend as well against Brisbane. Of course, it was, I mentioned Joe Lolley's cup form as Sydney lifted the first cup in their history. It was Gomez who came off the bench and changed the complexion of the game against Brisbane.
Well, he endeared himself to the Sydney FC supporters straight away, didn't he? The goals.
Here goes Ryan Grant. That's a good ball for Caceres, whose touch is superb. And Caceres, inside 7 minutes, has clearly recovered from that ankle injury as he just clipped the ball beyond Delianoff. Sydney are on the front foot again, and Adelaide have that sinking feeling.
Well, it was a wonderful sweeping play from Sydney FC. See, as the ball comes wide, look at the run on the Harvey Norman replay. Perfectly weighted pass, perfectly timed run. First touch here, wasn't sure if he had gone a little too much, but he adjusted well, Anthony Caceres. Touch there, and then the little cheeky finish just across into the far corner. That's a perfectly weighted pass, lovely clinical finish. And Sydney FC find themselves in front early in the match.
And Ryan Grant showing that left back is not a problem as well, with a perfectly weighted pass.
That's exactly what you want from your attacking midfielder, isn't it? You've got a player on the ball facing forward to make those runs in behind between fullbacks and centre backs.
Ryan Grant, who got his first goal of the campaign against Wellington 2 weeks ago, in one of those trademark moments for the right back, generally pouncing on a loose ball from a corner to drive it home. But in the absence of Joel King, who's got a foot injury which is going to keep him sidelined for 8 weeks, according to Ufuk Talay. Jack Rodwell, the former England international, is also out for probably 8 weeks as well, with a calf injury. Aaron Gerd broke his leg in training this week, so he's not expected back for a couple of months. And perhaps Robbie Mack is the one we'll see soonest. Oh, that's great play from Kucharski. For Caceres, accelerates, dinks the ball in towards Gomez. There, Caceres coming back from an offside position. The strike from Holman was not on target.
They look dangerous, Sydney, don't they, going forward tonight? They look in the mood. Talay didn't look as pleased as the fans did behind the goal, but he knows there's a long way to go. They're getting in behind, getting bodies forward. We saw photos of Anthony Caceres only 10 days ago or so in a moon boot, so for him to be out there and scoring a goal, be a surprise for many of us.
It did look a very serious injury at the time for Anthony Caceres, who tried to play on. Let's head down to Glenn Lauder on the sideline. Worrying times for Carl Viet's side.
Evening, Robbie. Evening, Macca. Yeah, it's not good viewing for Adelaide United fans. They've conceded first 8 times this season now. They've only got 2 points to show for it. So, although very, very early, it does appear a long way back for Adelaide United. Great atmosphere down here for United round. The Cove is in the house. The Cove actually got here with about 20 minutes left of the Mariners victory game. So for that last 20 minutes, there was great rivalry between the Cove and the Melbourne Victory fans, even though they weren't battling it out on the pitch. But it's a wonderful evening here in Sydney as Unite round continues.
Thank you, Glenn. Yes, they join Western United, the notorious title of conceding the first goal in matches more than anybody else. 8 times they have conceded the opening goal now, Adelaide, in the A-League this season. Sydney, when they score first, they have won all 4 matches in which they've opened the scoring so far this season, looking for number 5. As here's Lolley in good position, and he struck it cleanly as well. It was a good block from Bovalina. That's come off Grant's hand, accidental, according to the referee. So play continues with Kucharski looking for Caceres again. Grant, and now Lolly. First time cross, took a little deflection. Safely into the arms of Delianov, who is by far the busier of the two keepers so far.
Well, yeah, this looks ominous, doesn't it? Sydney FC finding so much space in midfield, getting players in behind on both right and left sides of the field. Look at the press.
And Johnny Yull caught in possession. The chance now for Fabio. Oh, and he should have scored. It was brilliant lead-up play from Anthony Caceres, who was holding back the tide, laid it into the path of Gomez, who couldn't finish.
Well, this is great strength and hold-up play there from Caceres, and that is a gimme. Regardless of the score tonight, Fabio Gomez will be kept awake in his bed tonight thinking about that miss.
The voice of experience talking.
That's happened many times in my career, that one.
Well, he's been in good form as well the last few weeks. I don't want to see that one too many times. It's a let-off for Adelaide. Can they make Sydney pay? Certainly the pace of Irankunda can do so. Halloran's in the middle. Irankunda still going. Finds Clough. It's back out. Ibasuki. That's a great challenge. Brilliant lunging effort from Bratton to deny Ibasuki. And now Sydney come charging up the other end. Good tackle as well from Popovic. Look at the press though. Caceres, he's everywhere at the moment.
Well, this is something that Tale really concentrated on when he took over. Wanted to get them fitter, get them pressing higher, winning that ball higher up the field, and allowing teams to play out easy. And it's all starting to come to fruition now, isn't it? It's a lazy pass from Lolly. But there's one thing Adelaide can take a little bit of solace in, is that Sydney FC, by my reckoning, haven't kept a clean sheet this season.
No, absolutely. And that's now 11 matches without a clean sheet for Adelaide too. The promise of goals. Have a look at that challenge from Ryan Grant, and then the follow-up as well from Bratton on Ibasuki. It's that desperation as well. If you want to keep a clean sheet, that's what you have to do. Halloran surely in an offside position. I don't think that was intended from Johnny Yull.
He's just trying to drag the ball for himself and miscued. See here, just to take the ball, just overhits it. Not even 15 minutes into this, Robbie, and it's 6 shots for Sydney, 3 on target, and not even a whimper from Adelaide.
That's perhaps no surprise either. Their one half chance, their one promising build-up play from Adelaide came through Irankunda as Sydney looked to break again. Fabio with Lolly. It's a good challenge from Bovalina this time to clear the ball away, but Sydney have it straight back again with their away kit, the Harbour Splash as it's known. We first saw it at the Sydney Derby. It brought them luck. There's Zach de Jesus. Tunnicliffe. Inside with Bovalina. He's made that right back position his own at the expense of the veteran Spaniard Javi Lopez, who's at left back this evening. There he is alongside Isaias, the two veterans. Former Espanyol legend as well and captain. He's beaten there by Kucharski though, who is very sprightly, looks to cross back post, and Delianov too hot to handle again, but Lolly had come inside. They're playing with fire at the back, Adelaide. It's a long ball, talking about playing with fire. It's offside against Halloran, but Andrew Redmayne, he's been caught out a couple of times. Red card against MacArthur earlier this season, coming a long way outside his box. Dealt with that one well enough. The man whose heroics against Peru qualified Australia for the last FIFA World Cup in Qatar. To take off again. Bobolina, you can see the urgency to look for Irankunda. It's any opportunity you get belted towards Irankunda, who's up against another youngster without so much experience, Zach de Jesus. Clough closed down very quickly by the opposite number 10. Referee Alex King says it was clean, the challenge, so play on. Jesus back with Girdwood Reich. Now Gabriel and Grant. Two really reshuffled backlines this evening as well. For the second time, Joe Lolly just acclimatising to life on the left.
Well, it was almost the exact blade of grass as well, wasn't it? There's a look at that challenge earlier. Lolly, very aggressive, Sydney FC in their press, and their tackling.
Also what Ufuk Talay wants. It's that 5-6 seconds after you lose possession where you have to work extra hard to try and win it back. De Jesus taking on Javi Lopez, helped out by his compatriot Isaias. Now Bratton, Grant. Again, bringing it left with Lolly. Against Bobolina, Lolly, cross in, well claimed. Good safe pair of hands from Delianov there. Again, they look urgently forward quickly. Adelaide, as though they're already playing against the clock. There's a long time left in this match. They're playing without the ball at the moment.
That's what I was going to say. Sometimes when you're under pressure, you've got the other team coming at you and putting balls in the box and getting shots away. Sometimes you just want your keeper to settle it down. Just give us a little moment to recoup and regenerate. Sometimes you give that ball back, you keep going quick, and they keep coming at you, and as a field player you think, well, just give us a break.
Action in the last 15 minutes has been in Adelaide's final third. Now on the back foot as it's over the top. Lolly, Popovic, Isaias clean up. Flag does stay down this time. Yull with Tunnicliffe, Popovic, and Caceres' pressure, and Grant. They managed to turn it over. Popovic has to recover, sliding in.
Oh, Ryan Grant won that ball and took a touch forward. Javier Gomez was almost alone in the central area. He chose to go wide to Lolly. If he just made that ball directly to Fabio, he could have almost taken a touch straight to goal. Adelaide was so wide open.
So far in this opening 20 minutes, as there we see Sydney really preferring this left-hand side where Joe Lolly is navigating. Caceres is drifting out this way a lot as well. Mind you, there is quality on the other side with Kucharski, who has been playing a more central role in recent weeks. Now, a little bit of space for Irankunda against Girdwood Reich. Irankunda still provided a couple of assists in the last couple of weeks. Still only that one goal to his name this season from a free kick against Melbourne City. We heard Carl Veart in the pre-match press conference before he left Adelaide talking about the Bernardo Oliveira case and saying young players, sometimes they have to bide their time. They have to, it's not always given to them on a platter. You look at Iran Kunda, you can see how his game is developing. Kucharski's another one who had to wait his turn as well, who's now getting game time under Ufuk Talay. Kucharski rolling the ball into the path of Bratton, whose shot is blocked. Johnny Yull hooks the ball away.
Well, there's two sides to the coin to that, though, isn't there, Robbie? You know, as a young player, yes, you do have to bide your time and earn your stripes, but if they feel that they're at a position where game time is important to them, then they need to move on. Well, they have to do what's best for them as well. If they can get minutes elsewhere, that's going to help them improve their game and ultimately their career.
That's a great ball over the top from Bratton for Lolly. They're in behind them again here. Joe Lolly, it might yet fall for Fabio, who just overran it in the end. Isaias is able to play it away, and now Adelaide can break. Oh, and Johnny Yull's touch was way too heavy, but it falls fortunately for Halloran. And now Clough, Ibasuki making his way through the middle, the cross coming in. Got a good record against Sydney Ibasuki. It's been eventful. He was also sent off in that match here with that red card that was later rescinded as well. As Adelaide came from a player down to equalise here at Allianz. Sydney looking to once and for all shake off that Allianz Stadium curse that they have. They've managed to get a couple of wins here now. Home to Western United and Wellington as the ball in behind for Halloran and Ibasuki. Wonderful cross from Ben Halloran, who was also back in the starting 11 and providing the quality. Ibasuki's goal-scoring form continues. And I just said it's always eventful against Sydney FC. Well, he's on the score sheet here. Midway through the first half, they've hardly been in the game, but they're all level at 1-1.
Well, it was a wonderful sweeping move from Sydney, but look at this, Harvey Norman replay. The movement out wide here brings Ryan Grant out as a fullback, which opens the space for Halloran to make the run in. And from there, Zach Clough plays it in beautifully. Halloran gets in behind. See that space opened up by the movement of Ryan Grant. And Hiroshi Ibasuki, the big talisman, number 9 for Adelaide, he's been in some good form. He bags another one. And we said that Sydney FC haven't kept a clean sheet. Well, there's another game. It was a beautiful piece of play from Adelaide United. Opened up Sydney FC wonderfully well. Zach Clough at the heart of it. Ibasuki finished it. And Halloran was the provider.
There are his career statistics. Hiroshi Ibasuki has now scored against every single A-League opponent. Full house.
Well, even against Gold Coast and
North Queensland,
Fury.
Auckland. They're not his A-League opposition. You can only beat who's in front of you.
He's taken Adelaide a step towards potentially another victory here. Been few and far between over the course of the last 10 matches. Just the two.
We talk about playing 4 games in 13 days. As Jaden Kucharski has taken that one flush on the noggin.
I think Alex King is asking him now, are you in Allianz or are you at Combank?
What's your shirt number? What year is it? See the reverse angle.
Beautiful positioning. It was the movement out wide that brought Ryan Grant and opened that space for Clough in that pocket there. And you can see the run from Halloran is beautiful. The weight of the pass was brilliant. The cross and it's an easy execution for Hiroshi Ibasuki. That's wonderful attacking football from Adelaide.
Now, he has to get the concussion check. Jaden Kucharski, who's down. It's 5 assists now this season for Ben Halloran. 5 goals for Hiroshi Ibasuki. Halloran joins Joe Lolly at the top of the assist chart. Have a look at this. This is what has flattened Jaden Kucharski.
Oh. Right on the temple.
He has been knocked for 6 there. Well, let's head down to Glenn Lauder again during this little stoppage as we have a look at Jaden Kucharski there. Glenn, how does it look down there on the bench?
Yeah, well, I'm quite close to the Adelaide United bench, and Carl Wirtz now finally got a wry smile on his face, and he's just had a sip of water because he hasn't stopped for 25 minutes. As soon as the goal went in, he was screaming at not only his bench to get the drinks out to his players, but also for Johnny Yule to get over, and he laid down the law to both Johnny Yule and Nestori Irankunda. The message to Nestori Irankunda was about drawing Sydney FC players in and trying to get an extra man in the final third, but Johnny Yule was all about not letting Sydney FC get too much space in behind the lines and create opportunities at the other end of the field. So Carl Wirtz has lived and breathed every second of this so far.
I want to know what the joke was, because Millsy and Galekovic, they were all having a good chuckle on the bench. There are always some very quick wits in a coaching staff. Oh, as Gabriel gives it away and Jaden Kucharski rejoins the fray, so he's been all cleared by the doc for the concussion. Mind you, Johnny Yull took a knock in a match 2 weeks ago, and it wasn't until the half-time break when he started feeling dizzy and came off with a delayed concussion. Of course, if you are certified by the doctor, you get an extra substitution as well. No chances to be taken with concussion. Does he say yes? Across with Popovic. Again, look at the pressing. All over the park, and again, Popolita just saying run, chase. Well, he put it over the top. It wasn't an easy one.
History said, I'm quick, but I'm not that quick. Just a little misunderstanding. Thought it was such a tight area, he didn't think he could release the pass.
We were chatting about it pre-game, how many of the statistics look like an old-fashioned football match. How about this for an old-fashioned goal kick? When's the last time you saw everyone up at the halfway line for a goal kick? No playing out from the back from Ufuk Taleh's side on that occasion anyway. As Andrew Redmayne looks long. These two sides, they lead the league in duels, in crosses, in shots. They're sides that like to transition quickly, get the ball wide to your wingers, get the ball in the box. They're also top of the league for fouls as well, 1 and 2. For the moment, it's all square. Half an hour played at Allianz Stadium. Anthony Caceres returning to the side and opening the scoring in the 7th minute before Ibasuki with the classic Adelaide transition moment, and their only real attack of the match found the back of the net through Ibasuki. Here they come again. The Japanese striker turns away from trouble. Tunnicliffe with Yull. Avi Lopez was looking for Clough, couldn't find him. And then the Spaniard making sure there's no Sydney transition.
Well, they've definitely weathered the storm now, haven't they, Adelaide? It was a barrage early from Sydney. First 10-15 minutes. Thought, see a way out of it for Adelaide. Sydney were coming down the left, down the right, causing all kinds of problems. With that one shot goal, Adelaide. A wonderfully worked move. It ended up in the back of the net. And all of a sudden, they feel like they're comfortable in the game now.
Again, it's long. Tunnicliffe's header. They're looking for that second ball, Sydney. And they're winning most of them so far. Bratton. Lopez, it's out of play though. Sydney have it back again. Don't forget that the Socceroos follow this A-League match this evening, live from Qatar, as Charski shoots on sight. Grant wins it back and hits it again. Forces Delianov into action. He just got his fingertips to it. Corner for Sydney.
Again, it comes from another aggressive press from Sydney FC. How high? It's your left fullback there, right up in a high midfield position, pressing. His first thought is to get the shot off. Didn't score many, particularly from that range. Probably was going wide, but Delianov not taking any chances.
From Lolly, near post, cleared. Now back in from Caceres towards Gomez, who didn't connect with the ball, but he may have done with Popovic, who stayed down on the edge of his 6-yard box.
Like he just caught him in the ribs, was it? Ended him. It was a dangerous ball in, and I didn't get to see it till late with all the bodies running across the line. As Gomez swung the foot.
Well, he does make those runs constantly, Fabio. Popovic has been in excellent form this season, and he's been the one constant as well with Ansell and Ben Warland, the former Sydney player who's on the bench.
Let's just have a look here as the ball comes through. Swings, yeah, look, pulled straight into the ribs. Don't tickle.
Great play back to goal from Iwasuki against De Jesus. Trapping the ball on the chest. Now looking to bring in another attacking player during this transfer window, Adelaide. Carl Veart revealed in midweek. They were looking for one pre-season. It didn't come, as here's Iwasuki again. That's a great turn and a great finish. Well, do you need another striker? Hiroshi Iwasuki is in the form of his life at the moment. Again, Halloran was involved. And Adelaide have come from behind for the first time this season, and 10 minutes before the break they lead 2-1.
Well, may he put his hands up and get the congratulations. This is brilliant play here. The little dummy turns it back onto the left foot. That's a lovely ball in and just helped on there. But look at that. Sells the dummy back onto the left foot and tucks it away. Lovely finish. 2 shots, 2 goals, Hiroshi Iwasuki. And Adelaide have turned this one around. Well, we were just waxing lyrical, weren't we, Robbie, about his hold-up play at halfway. There's another facet of his game. Nice first touch, sells the dummy, brings it back, and then the composure to tuck it away. And it's another double. We're only 35 minutes in.
They're still looking for that first A-League hat-trick. Hiroshi Iwasuki. He's going to have nearly an hour to try and rectify that statistic now that he's scored for the first time against Sydney FC. He's done it twice. And that's assist number 6 as well for Ben Halloran, who is now top of that list as well.
Just a lovely flick-on header, wasn't it? Again, another great run from Halloran. across that front post area this time. Just helped it on to Isuzu. He was instrumental in the first. He's in hand in the second.
Delianov, you mentioned it, Macca, that you thought that perhaps Adelaide had weathered the storm. Sydney have still been creating chances, but here, look at Isuzu looking to take on Gabriel. He's probably got the drop on every single central defender in the league. Just about. Isuzu, oh, Iran Kunda rather.
I don't think Isuzu's outrunning many centre-backs.
Different qualities. Mr. Iran Kunda really is lightning quick as Lolly looks for Fabio and finds him. His initial idea didn't come off, but to his credit, he stuck with it. Now Lolly, that's a good ball for Kucharski. Opens it up wide, inviting De Jesus forward. Fabio's in the middle. The cross comes from deep. Tunnicliffe heads it away. It's all Sydney at the drop of the ball. Sydney 10 shots, 4 on target, 1 goal. Adelaide 2 shots, 2 goals from Hiroshi Isuzu. Coaches often say it's about taking your chances, it's about being good in both boxes. Adelaide are a free-scoring football side, particularly when they get in their flow. They also leave themselves open at the back. They have the highest XG in the league and the highest XG against as well, which suggests that the game is never over. Exactly.
Always exciting.
Here's Bratton. We know Sydney have been starting quick, but Sydney also have a couple of good finishes, like against Wellington Phoenix 3 weeks ago as well.
You speak about finishes. Let's think back.
It's Bratton's ball. Was looking for Kucharski. Bouncing up towards the arm there of Javi Lopez. Goal kick.
I was just about to say, when you think back to that miss from Gomez now, 1-0 early on. It becomes a more pivotal moment now, doesn't it? Just got it out the way in time there.
Well, we saw the Melbourne Victory fans that had travelled up to Sydney for Unite round were in good voice against the Mariners. There were plenty of Mariners fans here as well, and there's still a lot of yellow around the stadium catching the second match, and there's a good pocket of red in that far side that you can just see there at the top of your screen. And the applause from those Adelaide fans who must have been wondering for 15 minutes if it had really been worth the effort to get here.
Yeah.
And now, because that's what football does, they understand that of course it is, and it always is, worth the effort. To cheer on your side, you never know what can happen. Clough, it's a good run. Adelaide again, Isuzu is there, in the area, still Isuzu, twisting and turning. And that's come off his right foot last, I think. Goal kick.
Good play down that left-hand side. Isuzu, he just came a little bit too far in front of that front post. Too many Sydney FC shirts around him.
Tale said yesterday that there would be no excuses when asked about his ever-growing injury list of players, that a player's injury was an opportunity for another player to come up and stake their claim. It looked like results-wise, they turned the corner as well after feeling that perhaps they hadn't got the reward for their efforts in a couple of matches before the Christmas period. Here's Holman with De Jesus. At the moment, Adelaide not showing any signs of playing one extra match than everybody else over the festive period, along with MacArthur, who played yesterday in that 6-goal thriller. Here's Lolly. Lolly shoots, blocked by Isaias. There you see Iran Kunda. He is quick. Oh, he's done brilliantly. He got there first before being fouled. Bovalina wants to come and encourage the referee to take action. Now, is it Lacerda
well, I was
or
going
Bratton?
to say, which one does he book here? Because they both went flying in.
And Bratton telling Bovalina that that was not appreciated either. Everyone wanting to have words.
Well, for mine, that's all fine there. Yep, get up. Gets up, sees the ball, feels it roll across his back, and then all of a sudden, they both come in.
It is Bratton.
Yeah.
Yellow card for Luke Bratton. They've just seen it on the big screen, and so it's a shake of the hand between Bratton and Iran Kunda. All's good that ends well.
Well, that's good to see, isn't it? Yep. In the end, a handshake. Sorry, mate. Let's get on with it.
Free kick to follow. Popovic looks long. That's more where we're used to seeing Ibasuki, who does absolutely brilliantly. Challenge your opponent, then bring the ball down to the back post. Iran Kunda, spectacular. Ibasuki's there. So was Halloran. And no one could get the decisive touch. All of a sudden, it looks as though Sydney are the side really struggling to find their way here.
Well, it just wouldn't drop, would it? It was like slow motion. Ibasuki and Halloran both in the air on the leap as the ball came back across from Iran Kunda. Look here, they both go up and they just can't reach. But Adelaide has certainly turned a corner. And they are starting to really give Sydney FC some troubles down that end.
Just the fingertips of Andrew Redmayne. It was acrobatic from Esther Iran Kunda to get that ball back across the face of goal. And in the absence of goals for himself, that's what he's been doing so well now. Ryan Grant has his arms all over Iran Kunda, giving him a big hug. Iran Kunda asking, ref, come on.
There's the hug. No.
Like he wants a selfie. Another free kick. This one a lot closer. Adelaide, they may not have shown it so far this evening with 2 goals from open play, but they've scored more set-piece goals than any other side in the competition as well. 9 of them before this evening. Zach Clough standing over this one. Iran Kunda runs away. Everyone back for Sydney FC. 11 players in or on the edge of their own penalty box. In it comes from Clough. Good defensive header from Fabio. Bratton does well. 5 minutes of stoppage time announced at the end of the first half. Oh, that was important from Isaias. Managed to get the ball forward there. Isaias, who arrived a decade ago in Adelaide. He had 2 seasons at Al Wakra in Qatar before returning to the place where he said this week on AdelaideUnited.com that this is his home now for he and his family, and that when he looks back at his career, Adelaide United will be his club.
tends to happen when you've been at a club for 10 years, doesn't it? And he's had some good times as well in that period.
Yeah, Joe Marston, medal winner when they won the championship, scoring in the grand final. Match number 250, only Eugene Galekovic with 285 has played more. Eugene Galekovic, who's one of Carl Viet's assistant coaches, on the sideline this evening. As here's Bratton. That's a good little ball through behind for Jesus, but the angle was not right.
Well, it's been a little while. There he is, Eugene. He was an intimidating figure between the sticks. And I wonder if he's saying to Carl, just let him get 33, 32 more games and then you can call it a day on him. Keep that record intact.
Keep him for one more season, but maybe just off the bench. Gabriel attacking that one, forward to the giant Fabio. Hardly seen Joe Lolly in the last few minutes. He was everywhere at the start. Now Kucharski trying to dribble his way through. Javi Lopez does well. Ibasuki. Javi Lopez continues his run, but he's not the young, fleet-footed, flying fullback that he once was at 37 years of age now. He uses his brain well. Javi Lopez, so does Isaias. The legs may not be as quick. They've got Iran Kunda, who can do that running. Bratton with Kucharski. You see Javi Lopez just letting him know he's there. Trundles back into position.
It's really been an exercise in efficiency for Adelaide, hasn't it? 2 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals.
It seems to have really stung the confidence of Sydney. As here goes Jesus down that right-hand side. It's gone out of play. Goal kick. There they are, the 2 veterans. And at the other end of his career, Corey Holman there, enjoying his first real run in the first team after making his debut 2 years ago. And a serious injury scuppered last season for him. While older brother Jake is grabbing the headlines at the moment with MacArthur. Little sister is also a first team player at Sydney FC, as here goes Ibasuki again. Halloran in the middle. Ibasuki to return the favour, and it's in from Iran Kunda. Flag is up. Well, is it for offside? Referee's pointing back.
It went up.
No, is it Ibasuki who was off?
Well, it's King's saying goal.
He's saying,
but the linesman.
It is a goal.
But the assistant referee put his flag up for offside. I'm sure of it, and then dropped it. And I must admit,
was he signalling that across the line, perhaps?
Maybe I thought Ibasuki was offside in the first instance. We'll obviously go back and have a look. Here we go. There's the play there. That's on the Harvey Norman replay. He's onside. And it's another devastating attack from Adelaide United. Great ball in there. Can't quite get there, Halloran. And there he is, the man that everyone talks about. Well, we spoke to Ibasuki about not running away from defenders. He timed his run to perfection. That's a beautiful ball. And there he is, Nestor Iran Kunda to tuck it away. There's nothing Ryan Grant can do about that on the bench. On the line, sorry. And after such a promising start to the match for Sydney FC, they find themselves 3-1 down going into half-time.
Well, you talk about brutal efficiency. 3 shots, 3 goals for Adelaide. Nestor Iran Kunda finally gets the reward for his excellent performances in the last 3 weeks, back in the starting lineup. Confirmation just now from Alex King that the goal stands. And that is half-time. What a strange half of football at Allianz Stadium, where Sydney burst out of the blocks. We're ahead courtesy of Caceres after 7 minutes. Fabio had a great chance to make it 2-0, but then it was the Hiroshi Ibusuki show. 2 goals and an assist from the Japanese number 9 as Nestor Irankunda broke his goal drought to get on the score sheet. And they're all smiles from the Reds in white in Sydney. They lead Sydney FC at half-time by 3-1.
The global phenomenon that Gladiators is back. With Australia's toughest competitors taking on our Gladiator champions, it's epic family fun. Gladiators premieres January 15 on 10 and 10 Plus.
Welcome to Sydney. Open spaces. Open arms. Open all night. Come feel home. And feel new.
Welcome to Sydney's newest stadium. We're all lucky to be here. So take advantage of that luck with a chance at massive wins from huge international lotteries. You know, like those mega American ones, the massive European ones, or even the hugely popular Italian one. The lottery office is 100% Aussie owned and operated, and with millions of Aussie wins so far. Someone here might just be Australia's next mega multi-millionaire. Plus, we're offering all visitors of Allianz Stadium, which means each and every one of you a free ticket when you sign up today. A chance to win from massive international lotteries for free. Play. Visit lotteryoffice.com.au/stadium today.
Alrighty, Allianz Stadium, make sure you make some noise for our half-time heroes. All chase matches here at the club. They're Thornley, Thunder, FC and Longboat. Give them away with your great meetings.
This year's Alex Tobin Medal is brought to you by Isuzu Ute, awarded to the best player of the season as nominated by the Paramount ANZ football team. The winner of the prestigious award will receive $10,000. Plus, the Isuzu Ute Alex Tobin medalist will nominate a junior football club of choice to win a brand new, top-of-the-range Isuzu D-Max or 7-seat MUX to be announced during the grand final. To stay in touch with the leaderboard, tune in for weekly updates at your home of football.
Welcome back to Allianz Stadium. Unite round in the Isuzu Ute A-League, and Adelaide, after a slow start, have turned the tables on Sydney FC. They lead at the break by 3-1, and it is Adelaide Reds in all white who get this second half underway. Hiroshi Ibasuki with 2, and Nestri Irankunda with the third goal has made the difference after Anthony Caceres fired the Sky Blues in front after just 7 minutes. One change at the break, which sees Jordan Courtney-Perkins come on for his 50th A-League appearance. He goes straight to left back, his usual position. Ryan Grant switches back to the right, and it's Zach De Jesus who heads for the early shower. Daniel McBreen, Sydney FC, with it all to do in this second 45 minutes.
Well, they certainly do. 10 minutes into the match, you would not have predicted this scoreline, but Adelaide have done wonderfully well. 3 shots, 3 goals. Got the ascendancy in this match. I'm sure there are a few choice words said at half-time from Ufak Talay to his team.
Courtney-Perkins' first touch on that left-hand side. And Kaczarski coming looking for the ball, but just runs it out of play. They give it straight back to Adelaide, who really grew in stature as that half went on. And plenty of credit to Carl Beard's side, who are low on confidence. 1 win in their last 7. But they didn't just buckle after conceding that early goal. They tried to stay in the contest. And Ibasuki's clinical finishing did more than that, got them back on top. Courtney-Perkins again with Bratton. Gabrielle with Ryan Grant, back on the right-hand side then. So is Joe Lolly. So perhaps that experiment for Ufuk Talay didn't pay enough dividends. They're back to their more familiar positions on the right-hand side, Grant and Lolly. They'll have the chance to run it. The veteran Javi Lopez himself out of position as well. Here's Courtney-Perkins. Bratton. Kaczarski. Holman. Poking it through for Caceres. Good pressure. Bratton, the big switch for Joe Lolly. Lolly comes inside. Irankunda with the challenge, but Lolly has it back again. Forces Grant a little bit wide. Holman. It's a good run. He saw Courtney-Perkins arriving at the back post, but couldn't find him. And now Irankunda. Good use of the body. The 1-2 with Ibasuki. It's lovely football again. There's 2 in the middle if Irankunda can find them. Nestri Irankunda still shoots straight at Redmayne. Makes the save, and there were other options there.
Yeah, well, it was lovely play between Irankunda and Ibasuki again. Opened up the Sydney FC defence. As Irankunda broke free, he had men square, didn't he? Potentially had the opportunity to try the early ball. There you see, little 1-2.
Now the run from Caceres into the area, cleared by Lopez, only just. It's an unfamiliar feeling in recent weeks for Adelaide to be leading at half-time as well. Birdwood Wright wrestling with Ibasuki. Holman put his head on the ball, but then fell awkwardly. These sides with a number of young players. It's been a trademark of Adelaide United in recent seasons under Carl Beard. Not so much the case with Sydney FC, but they've embraced the idea always that's not dealt with. Not the first time by Courtney Perkins, but Gabrielle was there to take the ball away from Zach Clough. Now Caceres. Sydney need to score the next goal in this contest. Lolly. He can only turn away from Javi Lopez so many times. Now Caceres. Doesn't use the overlapping run from Ryan Grant. Caceres has it again. Now he whips the cross in towards Fabio. Cleared by Popovic. Out for a throw-in. Adelaide with something to defend, and Johnny Yull is like a dog with a bone in the middle of the park at the moment, alongside the former Manchester United youngster Tunnicliffe. Brings experience to that Adelaide midfield. Kucharski. There's Tunnicliffe sliding in. Clean challenge on Kucharski. Bobolina with Clough. Popovic with Tunnicliffe again. Isaias. Turns away from Caceres, does it nicely. Yull with Iwasuki. He was looking to release Irankunda. He didn't go. Now Isaias. Looking for the pace of Bobolina. He is quick, but so is Courtney Perkins. Who's that come off last? Throw goes Sydney's way.
It was a good race, that, wasn't it? Eager to get forward at any opportunity.
No surprise that Sydney take the most shots in the Isuzu Ute League. 11 shots to 4, but only 4 on target for both sides. Tale with David Strilic there. Coach and assistant coach Strilic, who was linked with the Brisbane job before Ben Kahn accepted the role. He was assistant to Steve Corica at Sydney as well, but he's enjoying working with Tale as here comes Sydney. Fabio into the area. It's well defended again by Adelaide, who have numbers back. Kucharski. Now he wants the referee to have a word to Alexander Popovic. That was something earlier in the passage. See, just Kucharski picking himself up off the ground there at the start of that replay. As the high press comes from Sydney and Adelaide. Managed momentarily to play their way out of it, but not with control. And Sydney have it back. Lopez looking for Clough, but that was a little rushed. They give the ball back again. They have to be careful with a 2-goal lead, not to just focus on defending that lead, of keeping the ball away. They have to keep playing their game.
Well, they do, but if Sydney FC are going to press with intent and high and get their back line high, then that is a viable option to play in behind.
Here comes Sydney again. Little touch for Kucharski. The back heel for Courtney Perkins, but it's Clough back doing the defending this time. To that point, Macca, we can see that on the halfway line there, while Sydney were getting forward, Halloran, Iwasuki and Irankunda all stayed forward, sitting on the halfway line waiting. Here is Halloran. Javi Lopez. Again, He's frustrated with himself. The radar's just a little bit off at the moment, as he looked to release Irankunda quickly down the left-hand side. Grant under pressure from Halloran. And Halloran asking where the support was for the press, as that's a good ball forward for Caceres. Nice little turn of pace from Isaias there. Grant with Holman back. Number 23, Sydney's longest serving player, more appearances than any other, 15 years at the club last month. Here he is on the ball again, looking to direct traffic. Finds it, the outlet with Caceres, now Holman. Kacharski wanted the ball into feet, back outside with Lolly. Onto his left foot, the cross, back post, Courtney Perkins arriving. He's been bundled over there by Povolino, who I think got himself in a bit of a muddle.
Well, let's have another look here, because that was a great ball in. Just throws himself in the direction of the ball. Just seems to fall, I guess, stumble in the end as he was trying to throw himself towards the ball.
Big theatrical fall from Javi Lopez, doesn't win the award. Throw in for Sydney FC, but they've given it away immediately again. Clough. His trick doesn't come off either, but he comes away with the ball. Iwasuki again using his body to great effect, but Grant resisted this time. And needs to try and bring the ball under control. It's Bratton and Holman that managed to do that with Fabio. Now Courtney Perkins. Forward momentum lost momentarily, comes again now with Caceres. And Lolly rides the challenge of Javi Lopez. Lolly still. Caceres back again. That's a real physical battle. Caceres has crossed near post. Popovic in the right place at the right time again. Caceres allowed to run. It's opening up for Caceres. Popovic had a little nibble and maybe just got enough to take the worm off the hook. Now Caceres again. Courtney Perkins, his cross. Cleared by Popovic. Sydney fans watching nervously as their side have the ball but can't really carve out any danger in front of Delianov's goal. Lolly's ball towards Fabio. Well, that was a better ball. And the giant Fabio managed to get his head on it but couldn't direct it goalwards. The danger for Sydney, Macca, is perhaps being a little bit like Melbourne City yesterday against Western Sydney. Lots of the ball, but not enough urgency, not enough cutting edge. The idea was not a bad one, but it doesn't come off.
Well, like City versus Western Sydney yesterday, Adelaide are doing a really good job defensively, keeping Sydney FC out of the areas of danger and forcing them to cross from a little deeper.
Iwasuki again does brilliantly. Irankunda releases Halloran. They're in behind them here. Clough at the back post. Halloran didn't want him. The flag has gone up. for offside anyway, so perhaps the linesman just sparing Halloran's blushes there.
It was a tight one, this one. It's not the ball there. This is the pass here. I think he's onside. If you look over on the other side, Courtney Perkins. If that's the case, probably just squared that ball up to Zach Clough just to tap it into an empty net. Well, doesn't matter. Offside.
Gentlemen, as you were. Here's Girdwood Reich. Fuktale is out beyond the edge of his technical area. As it is Sydney FC, they're going to be the first to head to the bench again. They've already made one change at half-time as Lolly. That's a clever little cutback for Caceres. Into the area, Caceres shoots, Delinov with the palm out. Nobody following in. It's still there though, Holman hits it, blocked by Isaias. It's still there, Lolly appeals for a handball on Bobolina. The Adelaide right back in front of the Red Army launches the ball long.
It was all happening here, wasn't it? As the ball came through, Lolly plays inside, Caceres then goes outside. It's a nice strike and a good save, and then there's bodies everywhere. They can't get rid of it. It's a nice strike. Caceres. It's Bobolina that got the header on and got it away. And then Isaias finally gets the block on.
That's Fabio that makes way for Max Burgess. Sydney number 2. Bit of a crowd favourite coming on. He started the first 2 games of the season before injury laid him low. Flags up for offside.
It's an interesting substitute, isn't it, when you've got Pat Wood, an out-and-out 9 on the bench. They've gone with Burgess as a midfielder. Very creative midfielder at that one.
Yeah, so you've got 2 attacking midfielders up front now. 4 if you consider it a line of 4. Kaczarski, Burgess, Caceres and Lolly.
And I think that those images there of Gomez sums up his thoughts. All the way back to that missed opportunity at 1-0.
Could have taken the game, perhaps not beyond Adelaide entirely, perhaps not with Hiroshi Ibusuki in the form that he's been in today. But they have been made to pay. And again, Bratton turns away from Iran Kunda. Space on the left-hand side again with Courtney Perkins. Now can he produce something positive this time? Again, just slows the game down with Kaczarski. Back we come again. Lolly. Lopez sliding in. And he's rewarded for taking the initiative there, I think.
It's been a good battle in the second half. Lopez. We just spoke about Courtney Perkins slowing the game down again, and when he looked up, it was just a wall of white shirts in the box, really. There's no real target for Sydney to hit. As you said, all attacking midfielders, all playing footballers with their feet. No real out-and-out striker.
Javi Lopez, who turns 38 in a week, slowly comes forward to take this throw-in. Isaias will be 37 in a month. There's Halloran trying to catch everyone unawares. He wants that extra goal as well. Ben Halloran to add to his total. He's got 6 assists now. setting up Ibasuki's 2, as well as 4 goals. Scored last Monday against MacArthur in the 1-1 draw. Birdwood right. As well with Gabriel. The Brazilian centre-back has played every single minute of the season so far for Sydney FC. Courtney Perkins. Wants it back from Bratton. Here's Holman. And a pass underhit. Lopez does well, looks to release Irankunda. Birdwood right. And then flying across, the 2 youngsters colliding. You can see Eugene Galekovic there just telling Nestor Irankunda that that's it for him. It was a very good 66 minutes. It was his outlet in the first half that really gave Adelaide the belief they could stay in the contest, perhaps, before he netted that 3rd goal in first half stoppage time. Luka Jovanovic comes on. Another Adelaide youngster. Like Irankunda before this evening, just the 1 goal this season for Jovanovic. Holman coming forward with Burgess. There's no one in the middle for the moment. Now they arrive. Max Burgess against Popovic, drives it across the face of goal. And it eludes everyone.
Well, that was nice play from Sydney. Burgess did get there, looked again. To wait for the support to get up. Did well to get across in.
Burgess looking to make an impact off the bench with Lolly. He's been there since the start. Burgess on his left foot, trying to bend it. Not coming back enough, despite the valiant dive of Delianov.
Well, we're right behind that. You could see as soon as it came off the boot, didn't have enough to come back. It's not a bad effort. It's the right idea. It was always just drifting wide.
Getting taped up, the bruises, the strains of top-flight football. There's always something that hurts at the end of a match. See him sitting alongside the youngster Stephen Hall there. We've just heard from Glenn Lauder down on the sidelines that he was complaining about a little bit of cramp necessary, which is why they've taken him off. Ibasuki's moved onto this left-hand side momentarily with Jovanovic trying to use his pace through the middle. Ryan Grant does well with Bratton, but Jovanovic has won it back. Yull. Jovanovic again. He's got plenty of pace. He does well, drives the ball across for Clough. Saved by Redmayne. And Courtney Perkins sends it behind for a corner.
Well, it's great industry from the substitute, Jovanovic, to win the ball and then finally gets the ball in. And what about the first touch from Zach Clough here? Kills it. Beautiful first touch. Second touch is the shot. Redmayne can only parry away.
Referee Alex King just with a blow on the whistle saying not too much contact in the area. Now Clough with the set piece to the back post. Halloran's header back across the face of goal, cleared by Gabriel, but the ball went behind off the boot of Zach Clough, so it'll be a goal kick. Another change coming. The third of the match for Sydney. And it's Pat Wood, so that recognised striker does now enter the fray. Pat Wood at the expense of Kucharski. Redmayne long, Wood leaping with Popovic. Holman following in with Burgess. And you see Adelaide happy to just try and hook the ball forward. Ivasuki and Jovanovic through the middle. Halloran left midfield now. Here's Grant. Burgess ahead of him. Joe Lolly hugging the touchline. With Bratton, numbers forward. He looks for Courtney Perkins. It's a good ball too, into the area. Drives the cross in. Pat Wood with a clever touch. And the flag's up for offside. It'll be checked. Sydney FC fans can't quite believe it. They thought that was their lifeline back into the contest.
Well, it'll be interesting to see whether that was the initial one on Courtney Perkins or Wood. Let's have a look there. Gee, that's tight. The lines will probably come out for that one. Well, that one's not.
Take your pick. It was a great finish from Pat Wood. We saw Western United get their first draw of the season last night on the opening night of Unite Round. Sydney, they'll have to score 2 goals in 20 minutes if they're to get a first draw. Otherwise, it's another one for the loss column. At the moment, Adelaide have defended well. And they haven't necessarily defended in their own penalty box. They've defended higher up the pitch. They haven't had to scramble and desperately block shots. And there you see, up to 4th in the standings for the moment, the Reds, while Sydney dropped from 7th to 8th. Here's Clough. Jovanovic is in the middle, the early cross. Ivasuki, great header! It's in the back of the net. It's a hat-trick. A first in the Isuzu Ute A-League competition for the man they call hero. And tonight, he well and truly is. Adelaide 4, Sydney 1.
Well, what a performance from Hiroshi Ivasuki tonight. Absolute quality finishing from the big man up front for Adelaide. Now that might be the only thing that VAR might check, was that in an offside position, but the ball comes in, he hangs it up at the back post, and Ivasuki, look at that, up strong net muscles. The Harvey Norman replay shows a wonderful ball from Clough. It's a striker's dream. Up he gets, back across the keeper, where it came from. Nothing Redmayne can do about that one. And that is a quality finish from Hiroshi Ivasuki for his first A-League hat-trick.
And his last touch of the football as well. He gets the standing ovation from the Adelaide fans. And to be fair, a fair percentage of Allianz Stadium as well stand to applaud the hat-trick hero, Ivasuki. Johnny Yull also makes way. So Luke Giselle comes on in the middle of the park, and so does Josh Cavallo, who made his return after a year out with an Achilles injury. The number 27 is back on the pitch into that left wing position. And well, if it wasn't a tall ask for Sydney FC, Now they need nothing short of a miracle.
Well, it could have all been oh so different, but what a way to sign off for Hiroshi Hibasuki. Tucks away his hat-trick and walks off for the applause of the crowd. Takes a seat and says, "Thank you very much. That's my night done. Righto, boys, just see this one out for me."
It's one of those scripts you write yourself, isn't it? From Hiroshi. Cavallo. Can't get the better of Girdwood right. Here's Bratton. Here's Giselle, and they found a little bit of space in behind with Caceres. Able to turn. Now Courtney Perkins again. Bobolina closing him down. Caceres crosses back post towards Lolly, who climbed well. Wood is there, and Lolly bundles the ball home. Adelaide won a free kick. They think there was a foul on Delianov. And perhaps the comeback is on. Just 3 minutes after Ibasuki made a 3-goal cushion. Now it's back to 2. Joe Lolly on the scoreboard.
Well, the Harvey Norman replay will show a perfect response from Sydney. Comes back there, good ball in, and look, strong at the back. Lolly up over, Wood goes in hard, and Lolly reacts quickest. It's a lovely ball in from Caceres. It's a strong challenge there, but I think they're all going for the ball. No problems. See Wood with the challenge, gets a foot in first. Lolly tucks it away. I think we may be just having a check on an offside situation. As that ball there maybe comes into Wood.
He's tried to play the ball. He hasn't got too much of it. He's got a whole lot of Delianov. But for the moment, both sides are back on the halfway line. Joe Lolly is hoping to have secured a 6th goal of the season to go with his 5 assists. Now Adelaide have sent the ball all the way back to Delianov's. A little bit of psychological gamesmanship to try and get the better of the VAR. I'm not sure. So they're checking the order of things now. I think the offsides have been cleared. I've just been told that they're checking the challenge of Wood and whether he got ball first. Well, the foot was raised as well. It's a robust challenge from the striker. I said this match had old school about it, Daniel McBreen.
Yeah, and old school I am. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He's going to have a check.
So it's an on-field review for Alex King. The VAR calling him over to have a look. Now, the Sydney players coming across now. The Isaias that gets the touch. Delianov is throwing himself at the ball. Not sure how much you can see from that angle. Well, they can't be thinking that Wood's offside there, surely, at the moment of contact.
Well, surely it's...
Goal stands. Everyone breathe. And again, there's that debate if you have to look that hard to try and see where the fault is, where we give Alex King the benefit of the doubt. Certainly, there's no problem having a look at the replay. Everyone else gets to see the replay. Why not the referee as well? That was the case. 11 minutes to go. 2-goal cushion restored. Game on.
Obviously, there'll be quite a few minutes added on for that. It took a little while. There's still time for Sydney FC to pull this one out of the fire.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit spicy now as well. Luke Jovanovic kicked the ball away, claiming that it was flat, which didn't impress the Sydney FC players, who want the game back underway as quickly as possible. They've got the tails up, Sydney FC. They scored 2 late goals to win it against Wellington here. That came just after Christmas. Free kick goes Adelaide's way. These are important minutes in this football match now. Sydney are going to push. Adelaide have to stay cool.
There's just a little bit of feeling in it now, isn't there? Sydney, a little bit of a sniff. You can see it's a little bit rough and tumble in there as the desperation starts to sink in.
Good leap from Halloran to win the header. Wood goes without it. Isaias with the big up and under. Halloran again. Cavallo putting the back into Grant. Now Popovic. There is a bit of feeling out there now.
Ryan Grant returning the favour. Kicked a little shove in the back from Cavallo. Says, well, you can do it, so can I.
And Grant gets there ahead of Cavallo. Burgess and Wood. Caceres, space on the left-hand side. Courtney Perkins. Can't take it with him. Closed down by Popovic. Woodreich again. No Joel King, of course, at left back for Sydney. Woodreich coming on in the second half. Here he is again. The cross is not a bad one. Just too close to Delianov.
Well, they're going to keep pushing, aren't they, Sydney FC?
Contact between Cavallo and Grant. Giselle trying to knock it forward for Jovanovic. Lolly releases Burgess down to the byline, looks up on the left foot, gets the cross in, cleared by Isaias. Jovanovic, no free kick, says the referee. Javi Lopez. Cavallo. It's been a demolition derby so far since he's come on, banging into people. Here they come again. Holman. Is there time for Sydney FC? The 250 match men. For the moment, it's Isaias. 250 appearances for Adelaide this evening, who's coming out on top, but Andrew Redmayne. 250 A-League appearances for the Socceroo keeper. May yet hope as Bovalina heads the ball away. Burgess could have played on there, despite coming back from beyond the end line. Now we've got another Adelaide player down, Javi Lopez. They're preparing the substitution. It's referee Alex King that very sportingly helps him up. So that will be Ryan Kitto, the number 7, the captain of Adelaide United. At left back, the other face there you may not recognise, Austin Ayubi. Fans of the FA Cup this season. They recognise the former Metro Stars winger who scored a cracking goal against Melbourne City in their cup tie that looked for a long time like it might be enough before two late goals. A penalty from Tolgai Arslan saw City through, but Austin Ayubi did enough to catch the eye at Adelaide in a trial signed in late November. With the transfer window opening, he is finally able to play, and with Carl Viet confirming the exit of Bernardo Oliveira, it's almost like for like as Austin Ayubi makes his A-League debut. And the reply is immediate from Ufuk Talay as Sydney go for broke. Mitch Glasson comes on, so that's another striker who comes on for Corey Holman. Bratton's ball towards Courtney Perkins. Ayubi, his first touch of A-League football. Adelaide boy spent a season in Cyprus as well before returning to play in the South Australian NPL. Popovic with the sliding challenge, and look at the reaction in front of the travelling supporters. The chant of United as Ryan Kitto charging forward. Jovanovic through the middle. The switch of play wasn't an easy one for Halloran to try and control. The throw will go Sydney's way.
Well, it's all or nothing for Sydney, isn't it, now? Strikers on the pitch. They need to get that ball forward. They need 2 goals. And that invariably can leave a hole at the back when you're throwing people forward.
Given away by Burgess. Tunnicliffe inviting Kitto forward. Pokes it on through to Cavallo. His cross to the back post. Flag up for offside. 17 shots to 7 in favour of Sydney FC, but 6 apiece on target. Courtney Perkins again. Pat Wood through the middle. Burgess comes short. Caceres with Burgess. As the rains come to Allianz Stadium, Burgess drives through the middle. Well defended Tunnicliffe. And Giselle completes the clearance.
Well, at times Tunnicliffe's almost acted as another centre-back, hasn't he, in this last 10 minutes or so. He's covering, helping out in defence.
That's a great effort off the post. The follow-up, saved by Delianov. Well, Joe Lolly showing that that right boot packs a little punch as well. I dare say that's just about his first shot of the season with that right boot. Left Delianov standing as it cannoned off the post, and that really would have set up a grandstand finish.
The rain has slipped the surface and it really just skid along, didn't it, with pace. Here it is there, it skips off the surface. Delianov wasn't getting anywhere near that. Return fire from Burgess.
There is the Paramount Plus player index. Not much doubt about who the player of the match is. Hiroshi Ibusuki with 3 goals and an assist. Perfect night for the Japanese number 9. Caceres and Irankunda, Lolly, the other goal scorers. David Kucharski, who toiled industriously as he does in that attacking third for Sydney FC, for little reward this evening. Cavallo clears anywhere will do. The 90 minutes tick over at Allianz.
37 minutes of time added on. And 7
Wood can't keep it in, it's out for a goal kick. 7 minutes of stoppage time. If that shot from Lolly had gone in, it really would be game on. For both sets of supporters making plenty of noise as the rains come. Gabriel's header, helped on by Lolly. Kitto and Halloran getting in each other's way, two of the veterans of this Adelaide side. Ooh, and there is plenty of claret that's been spilt there. Now, was that Gabriel? A bit of friendly fire? Whatever it is, Ryan Grant is bleeding profusely from the head there. Fuktale and David Strilic telling referee Alex King how they saw things. Let's hope that cut's not too bad, because let's have a look here. Now, is it Gabriel with the elbow?
Yeah.
Yeah. Certainly not Halloran with that challenge, so it is. Let's hope that cut is not too bad as they get him strapped up. They've made their 3 substitute windows, Sydney, so they still could make one change, but they won't have the opportunity. Round of applause for Ryan Grant, who's ready to continue. He'll have to leave the field of play, though. There was no yellow card involved. Drop ball in Adelaide's favour. Kitto with the big up and under towards Jovanovic. Look back from Bratton. Giselle with an important foot in there. And those 7 minutes of stoppages, have they started yet? As there is Bovalina. In fact, it's Luke Giselle straight through the back of Anthony Caceres. Nothing too untoward, according to the referee.
He's lucky to get away without a yellow there as we play on.
And Burgess turns, Delianov with a flying palm out.
And who's there to clear again? Tunnicliffe, the first to react.
Ball near post. Wood across everyone. Oh, so close. And it was Mitch Glasson who thought he had his A-League goal there.
Well, it was fizzed in. It just came at him quickly through bodies. He tries to react. Just can't hit the target.
Just needed to try and control the header. It wasn't an easy one by any stretch. And really, the scoreboard may not reflect it, but Sydney have had their chances in the last 10 minutes since Lolly pulled it back to 4-2. He hit the post. That header from Mitch Glasson just wide. Is there time? That was always going to be the question. Pat Wood gets it wide for Lolly. This time on his left foot, Lolly hits it again, deflected, and it's in! And it is game on! How much time will referee Alex King add on? We've had another long stoppage after the 90 to clean up that wound for Ryan Grant. Joe Lolly has another double. He is Sydney's go-to man.
Well, Harvey Norman replay will show that he had only one thing on his mind. It's what he's been doing all year. Come inside on that left foot. He doesn't quite collect it. And it's Isais who puts the leg out. The unfortunate man with the deflection. Delianov already committed to his left. Nothing he can do. And it is game on.
Sydney, as the rains come heavier now than ever.
Well, we had late drama yesterday, didn't we, with MacArthur and Western United. Will we see the same again tonight?
There haven't been that many 4-4s in the history of the A-League. The first came last season. Adelaide were involved. As now it goes long. Popovic with the header. Cavallo trying to turn Ryan Grant. Quickly back to his feet. Girdwood Reich with Burgess. Here's cross. Intercepted by Giselle, but here's Lolly. Great switch of play. Oh, and he can't control the opportunity for Mitch Glasson. Yellow card. Now, is that for Cavallo? I think it was a remote yellow card at the end of a long pointed finger. Popovic, the youngster at the back, urging his teammates to give every last ounce of energy they have. It is a yellow for Cavallo, who's been looking to put himself about since coming on. The 7 minutes of stoppage time have expired. We are now at the referee's discretion. Sydney, come again, Popovic. He has been good at the back alongside Isais. That makeshift central defence for Adelaide may have conceded 3. And if they do hold on, it will be thanks to their Japanese striker. And they do. The late show for Sydney just came too late. And they can't deny Hiroshi Ibasuki victory, courtesy of his hat-trick and an assist. An outstanding player of the match performance. Nestor Irankunda also got his name on the score sheet as Sydney FC came storming home late as Joe Lolly tried to make things happen. But in the end, it was too little, too late for Sydney FC, whose run of 3 consecutive wins comes to an end. Adelaide, they are back to winning ways. And they are up to 4th on the table, to the delight of their travelling fans, as it finishes here in a rain-swept Allianz Stadium. A 7-goal thriller in Unite round. Adelaide United 4, Sydney FC 3.
Yeah, sorry, I'm dripping all over Hiroshi Ibasuki here. Hiroshi, congratulations on your first A-League hat-trick and a very important 3 points for your team.
Yeah, it is. I'm really happy to, first of all, to get the 3 points. It's really important for us, and then also my 3 goal and my assist, yeah.
Do you feel like you're in some of the best form of your career goal scoring? 6 goals in 5 games.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good, and I played really with confidence, and then, but you know, if we don't win the game, it's been nothing, you know. So today is really happy.
Were you nervous at the end?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, because we know always difficult away games until last minute we don't know what happens. So
Congratulations on the win.
thank you very much.